When you finish a grueling workout, your first instinct is probably to seek relief. You might reach for an ice pack, an anti-inflammatory pill, or just collapse onto the couch. We've been conditioned to think that inflammation is the enemy, a fire that needs to be put out immediately. Welcome to Dr. Levitas. But what if I told you that by trying to extinguish that post-workout soreness, you are actually sabotaging the very muscle growth you worked so hard to trigger? Today, we are going to explore a biological paradox: why the swelling and heat you feel after training is actually your body's most powerful tool for transformation. We're diving deep into the world of the immune system's special forces, the macrophages, and how a critical biological shift determines whether you build a stronger body or simply stay stuck in a cycle of breakdown. Please take a second to like the video and leave a comment. Your engagement is a huge help to the channel. Let's start with the basics. What are macrophages, and why do they rush into your muscle tissue immediately after a heavy workout? Think of macrophages as the big eaters of your immune system. The name literally comes from the Greek words macros, meaning large, and phagen, meaning to eat. When you lift heavy weights or perform intense resistance training, you aren't just challenging your muscles. You are creating controlled, microscopic damage. You are creating tiny tears in the sarcolemma, the sheath around your muscle fibers. The moment this happens, your body enters a state of high alert. Within minutes, damaged muscle cells release danger signals known as DAMPs, damage-associated molecular patterns. These chemicals act like a flare gun in the dark. Your macrophages, which are circulating in your blood as monocytes, detect these flares and rush to the site of the injury. As reported in a groundbreaking 2022 study in Frontiers in Immunology, these cells are the first on the scene to assess the damage. They don't just sit there, they are there to orchestrate the entire symphony of repair. Without this initial invasion of macrophages, the process of muscle hypertrophy, the actual growth of the muscle, simply cannot begin. Now, this is where the science gets truly fascinating. There isn't just one type of macrophage response. There is a critical biological shift from M1 to M2 macrophages. For the first 24 to 48 hours after your workout, your muscle tissue is dominated by M1 macrophages. These are the pro-inflammatory units. Their job is aggressive. They produce nitric oxide and inflammatory cytokines like TNF-alpha to clear out damaged tissue. Think of them as the demolition crew that clears a site before a new building can go up. But if the demolition crew never leaves, you can't start building. This is why the shift is so vital. Around the 48-hour mark, these same cells, stimulated by the very debris they've cleared, undergo a phenotypic transformation into M2 macrophages. These are the anti-inflammatory units. Instead of destroying, they begin secreting growth factors like IGF-1. A 2021 clinical review in the journal Skeletal Muscle noted that this M1 to M2 transition is the master switch for muscle regeneration. The M2 macrophages are the ones that tell your satellite cells, your muscle's own stem cells, to wake up, multiply, and fuse into the existing muscle fiber, making it thicker and stronger than it was before. No shift, no gains. It's that simple. This brings us to a major mistake many people make. Why does taking ibuprofen, or any non-steroidal anti-inflammatory med, ruin this macrophage shift and completely halt the muscle repair process? It seems logical. I'm sore, inflammation is high, I'll take a pill to stop the inflammation. But remember that M1 inflammatory phase is the signal for the M2 repair phase. NSAIDs work by inhibiting enzymes called COX-1 and COX-2, which are responsible for producing prostaglandins. These prostaglandins are the chemical messengers that tell macrophages to show up and do their jobs. When you take an NSAID post-workout, you aren't just dulling the pain, you are silencing the signal. Research from the University of Gable in 2018 demonstrated that high doses of over-the-counter anti-inflammatories significantly blunted the activation of satellite cells in healthy young adults. By suppressing the M1 phase, you prevent the M2 shift from ever occurring. You've essentially told the demolition crew to stay home, but you've also told the builders they aren't needed. The result? Your muscles stay in a state of unresolved microdamage, and your strength plateau becomes your new home. Let's look at the cleaning process more closely. How does the immune system clean up the microscopic cellular debris from exercise-induced micro-tears? This process is called phagocytosis. Imagine your muscle after a heavy leg day as a construction site littered with broken bricks, twisted rebar, and dust. That litter is actually broken down proteins like actin and myosin. If these broken bricks aren't removed, they become toxic to the surrounding healthy tissue. The M1 macrophages act like biological vacuum cleaners. They engulf the debris and use powerful enzymes to dissolve it. But here is the secret. The act of eating this debris is actually what triggers the macrophage to change its identity. As the macrophage digests the muscle breakdown products, it literally reprograms its own DNA to stop producing inflammatory chemicals and start producing healing ones. This is a beautiful example of biological efficiency. The waste from your workout becomes the very trigger for your recovery. This cellular scrub ensures that the environment is pristine for the new muscle proteins to be laid down. We need to get comfortable with a new reality. Acute inflammation is an absolute non-negotiable requirement for building new muscle tissue. I want to be very clear here. We are talking about acute inflammation, which is short-lived and purposeful. This is vastly different from the chronic inflammation associated with poor diet or lack of sleep. Acute inflammation is the stressor that forces your body to adapt. When your body senses inflammation in the muscle, it releases a flood of building hormones. It increases local blood flow to bring in nutrients. It raises the temperature of the tissue to speed up chemical reactions. Without this inflammatory fire, your body has no reason to change. Evolution is conservative. Your body won't spend the energy to build expensive new muscle tissue unless it is absolutely convinced that the current tissue is failing under the load. That failing signal is inflammation. If you want a stronger frame, you must respect the flame. If we shouldn't take pills, what can we do to help? How does active recovery, like light walking or swimming, speed up the arrival of healing M2 macrophages? The biggest mistake is total immobilization. While you need rest, passive recovery can sometimes lead to stagnation. Macrophages and other immune cells travel through the blood and the lymphatic system. Unlike the heart, the lymphatic system doesn't have its own pump. It relies on your muscles contracting to move fluid. By engaging in active recovery, moving at about 30% of your maximum effort, you are essentially pumping the system. You are increasing the delivery of fresh, oxygenated blood to the damaged area, and, more importantly, you are helping the lymphatic system carry away the trash that the M1 macrophages have collected. A study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that light activity post-exercise helps transition the environment from a pro-inflammatory state to a pro-growth state much faster than sitting on the couch. You aren't working out again, you are simply helping the builders get to the site faster. Finally, we have to address the gains killer that no one talks about. What happens to your gains if your body gets stuck in the M1 inflammatory phase due to chronic life stress? This is the dark side of the macrophage story. For the M1 to M2 shift to happen, your body needs to feel safe. It needs to transition from the sympathetic, fight or flight, nervous system to the parasympathetic, rest and digest system. If you are constantly stressed at work, lacking sleep, or in a state of emotional turmoil, your body is flooded with cortisol. High cortisol levels act like a lock on the M1 phase. It keeps your immune system in a state of high alert, pro-inflammatory chaos. In this environment, the shift to the healing M2 phase is delayed or even blocked entirely. This leads to overtraining syndrome and muscle wasting, where your body continues to break down tissue but never gets around to rebuilding it. You can have the perfect workout and the perfect protein shake, but if your mind is stuck in war mode, your macrophages will be too. Here is the doctor's verdict. Don't fear the soreness. Understanding the macrophage shift is about more than just muscle. It's about respecting the wisdom of your own biology. Your body doesn't make mistakes. It follows a brilliant, ancient blueprint for resilience. When you feel that soreness, don't fear it. Thank your body for the signal. Give it the movement, the rest, and the peace it needs to flip the switch from demolition to creation. You are a work in progress, and that progress requires the courage to let the natural process unfold. By working with your inflammation instead of against it, you are building a body that isn't just bigger, but profoundly more capable. I want to hear from you. Have you noticed a difference in your recovery when you skip the anti-inflammatories? Let me know in the comments below. Stay strong, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video. Watch this video suggestion. It was especially picked for you. Please share, comment, like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Thank you. It helps a ton with the algorithm. Remain tuned for future videos and keep growing.